Welcome everyone to the Town of Edgewood update of November 29th, 2022.
So we've got so much to talk about, we probably can't cram it into 10 or 12 minutes, which is what we usually do here, but we're going to try to update you. This is just the most important things that have been happening in the last few months, the last 2 or 3 months. The Town of Edgewood we've resurrected a lot of programs. We're trying to branch out with the community and get that community involvement, which is really, we've been very gratified that the community has really responded. We had the Woodstock event, which is our animal adoption event. It was tremendous. We had people here from Las Vegas, from Moriarty, from Torrance County, Estancia, Las Vegas, where a lot of animals were surrendered due to the big fires there. So it was really gratifying to see there was a tremendous amount of adoptions that took place that day. Animals found good homes. Appreciated everybody coming out. We had the trunk or treat event, which was really successful. Library story time has started back up. So there's a lot going on that way. We've had a tremendous year. It's been exhausting, but it's been really rewarding in that the results that we've been able to produce. We started out with just a sinking ship that was on fire, and now we're under full steam, headed the right way. We're bringing some tremendous people on board. We've got Mr. Steininger is coming on as our treasurer. We've got a new treasurer, new finance director, because we've got all these grants. There's a lot of grant money out there that could be really useful. So to manage all of that, we brought on Roger Jimenez as a new police chief. He's doing a tremendous job already. We've got Jared Perry, who's helping us, management consultant, long-range planning. So we're really steaming ahead. I'm really excited. It's like, walking onto the football field when the game's getting ready to start and you got a tremendous team behind you. No feeling like that.
And a big part of leadership too is just getting the right seats in the right place and the right talent and a team that's going to, really move us forward. So we have a lot going on and a lot of great team members with us.
And bringing these new people on, we started out with, what was it, like 3 or 4 employees out of the last administration. All the old employees were told that they had to leave before we got here because we were going to fire everybody.
That was, I guess, what they were told. But yeah, it was like a graveyard here. And I know I've mentioned this before. But when I started coming here to try to help transition to the commission manager form of government, it was like a graveyard here. There was maybe 1 or 2 cars, a couple of staff, and really the staff actually refers to it as the dark ages. But it's alive and well now, right? And so the town is doing very, very well.
So we've come out of the dark ages into our renaissance, and we have some big projects underway. We got the Echo Ridge project done in order to preserve our option to buy that property for $10 an acre from the BLM, and that is in process. The BLM is going to come out and inspect the improvements that we made, and we'll be able to acquire that property soon. We've got a phase 2 underway or in plan for Echo Ridge additional improvements. The Edgewood 7 Trail, it looks like we may be able to start construction in the spring on that project. We're working with DOT trying to finalize the plans. DOT the Department of Transportation has to supervise all that, and they're providing the money. So that's well underway. I'm excited about that project. I'm going to advocate for the old town hall to be designated as a landmark. Now that we have our landmark and historic zoning in place, which was a major accomplishment, which allowed us to preserve the Edgewood Elementary School, because that was scheduled for demolition almost imminently.
Right, so we took a review of those ordinances and passed resolutions as well to protect the water and some historic sites.
Yeah, it was a major effort, and it was a lot of work, and it was well worth it. Edgewood now has the ability to preserve its historic landmarks. Probably some of our most precious landmarks, the original school building that was here. It was like Little House on the Prairie kind of school building, and it got knocked down. So we thought we should do something to make sure that we preserve. We're a relatively young town, but it's our history. It will take on even more significance as time goes on. So I think it's really gratifying we now have the mechanism to be able to do that.
And we truly listen to the people on that.
Yeah, we had a town hall in Legacy Church. There were over 150 people there that night. We had 500 petition signatures that came in to save the building within a matter of a few weeks. So the outcry was enormous. I appreciate the people's participation and the voice. We have committed to make this government a reflection of the will of the people. The only way we can do that is if we hear from you. So we always like to hear from you on either side of the issues. So please keep it up. We appreciate it.
And not just hearing from people, but also we are asking for volunteers for several boards, the Economic Development Advisory Board, the Lodgers Tax Board, and the Library Advisory Board as well. And so really appreciate the public input and participation. And I really want to thank all of our volunteers, the Animal Welfare Board, and others, Parks and Rec, that have been working so diligently to make Edgewood's lifestyle what it is. We really, really appreciate it and want to thank all of the volunteers that have helped us.
Yeah, one of the other things, I remember that during your tenure as a town councilor, before you took office as a commissioner, you and Sherry were trying to get the Purple Heart Trail designation for Edgewood, which we finally got that done this year. We learned that there's actually even a Veterans Wall over on Municipal Way. I didn't know about that before I took office, but that has a lot of potential. We're not even sure yet. We would like some input from the veteran community and the community at large about what they would like to see that would honor the veterans, because that's what the wall's there for. But what we do with it and how we do it, I would like to have input from the people on that.
That's great. We're also working on a lot of internal housekeeping procedures, getting through our annual audit right now, which is on track, and we're very, very glad for that. And there's a lot of work to be ready for that audit, and things are looking positive, and going through a process of system fidelity checks as well.
Yeah, that's been really important because, at first we were just trying to keep the boat from sinking. Now we're trying to make it steam ahead efficiently, right? Which is really great to be at this phase, given where we started. So I'm happy to see that happening. I've got a list of projects here that we're working on. I can't possibly name them all.
We have a list of grants too that we're going to be spending, and there's just so much to get done. It's really exciting. Another project that we're working with the engineers on to provide us options is the water treatment facility, or whatever the options turn out to be for water treatment. And that's appropriation money that the engineers are working with now. So.
Yeah, and the improvements on the sewer plant have gone really well. Even though the supply chain's been somewhat of an issue, there were a couple of delays, but we managed to get the new improvements. A lot of that equipment came out of Germany and had to come across the ocean.
Oh, wow.
So it had to hit the port in Houston and then be trucked up here. So all of that, in terms of the fine screens and the new efficiency methods have been installed. We did find during the process that there were some other components that were 17 years old that are not functioning properly, which contributed to some of the lower numbers that we were exceeding some EPA levels for the last 5 years. So we're making those improvements. We just signed a change order to add that into the project. The community is excited again to be part of what's going on. The last administration, public was kind of shut out of a lot in terms of public input, participation. So it's really great to see. That's been a theme, is that there's been higher than normal participation, even though some of these programs we just started up again after years of being, in the closet.
We've been doing some reorganization of the offices to reflect commission manager, and steadily working on our ordinances and resolutions to reflect that as well.
So I think that at this point in time, we're planning a state of the town address for January, and which will recap everything that's happened. Probably be in the form of a meeting that you can come to or Zoom into. We'll make a video of it for those that can't come. But I think it's important to acknowledge where we started and where we are now, and also to get some input on the vision for the future of the community and what it wants to be.
All right, so we also have some upcoming events for the town that we'd like to share with you.
Yeah, there's the Christmas tree lighting at Venus Park, which will happen December 9th at 6 p.m. We hope you all come out. It'll be a lot of fun. Just please dress warm.
We also have a holiday cookie decorating event at the Edgewood Library, and that's going to be December 10th from 10:30 to 2:30.
And what about this room full of toys I keep hearing about?
Yeah, there's this amazing, beautiful room full of toys. And Parks and Rec has done a toy drive, and there'll be toys available to the kiddos for Christmas.
And all you have to do is come into town hall, bring the kids. There's a whole room full to choose from, so it should be a good Christmas. So we'll look forward to seeing you there. Those dates will be announced. It'll be a meeting in January. So I appreciate you all tuning in. That's our update for this month. Thanks again for listening.
Thanks, everyone, and we welcome you to come to our commission meetings the first and third Tuesdays, 6:30 here at Town Hall in the commission chambers.